If it ain't broke, then don't fix it.
Heartbreak, heartbreak, you take me goodbye. Heartbreak, heartbreak, you take me goodbye.
What's up, it's Pioneer and Yap, and I'm starting back up work again. That I doubt that means less uploads though, because I'm only working weekends. Maybe less time to think of ideas though. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm here to talk about Persona 4. Like I said, if the method isn't broke, then don't fix it. I'm about to punch up on this. Persona 3 coming out soon. Persona 2 coming out soon. Maybe Persona 1 if I get to that sometime. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I'm gonna play that game. I mean, I've seen the gameplay, and I'm just not doing that, bro. I'm sorry. Now, Persona 4 is my personal favorite for very obvious reasons. I genuinely think it was the one that got me hooked, to be honest. Or not hooked, but it was the most satisfying one to play. There was just something about the warm colors of the game that made me interested as a kid, even though I didn't know how to progress the story. I didn't know what to do or how to progress the games until I played Persona 5. And when I played Persona 5, I never went out of my way to go back to the old games, because my old PS3 actually had Persona 3 and 4, which I didn't play. To prove I'm not like you LARPers, I'll add my personal time frames of the games that I played. I'm actually very much still in my first Persona 2 gameplay. Haven't beat the game, but I have a 4-time speed over, because this game is so slow, I can't even lie. Persona 4, a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei, tackles the recovery of self-identity and the discernment of truth, even though ignoring it in truth would 100% be easier. And you see it in the characters that they add and throughout the series, or just like overall things, dungeons, and background of the game. I love the entire Persona series, obviously, but if I had to say one was my favorite, I'd go with Persona 4. In Persona 4, you're a high schooler who transfers from the big city all the way to a rural town in pretty much the middle of nowhere, because your parents pretty much deadbeats. Now, off rip, there's 2 other characters you parallel to in the story. You move in with your uncle and your little cousin, but before that, you sort of encounter this long-nosed man. His name is Igor. He tells you that there's no coincidence going around this town in the murder that happens, and it's up to you now in this town where you now call your home, and new powers to boot. Will you be able to navigate through the maze of relationships and find home in this town where fog and deception reign supreme? I think that the game did offer a great crossroad, and that in the fact that if you try to remain as lenient and tepid from the case as possible, the case will just not be solved. You're not interested enough into what's happening and invested enough into knowing what's been going on. But also, if you let your anger consume you, you're gonna be the one to pretty much bear the brunt of obscuring the truth from yourself. Not only that, but you'd be a murderer on top of obscuring the truth, no different from the true culprit, and you'd be jeopardizing all the relationships you'd built up to that point by letting blind fury consume your being. Considering I beat the game on the hardest mode, which I definitely don't recommend to you. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Not worth your time. I feel like every single second outside of dungeons was like a breath of fresh air. It could be due to my own feelings, but regardless, I feel like the social links is something that they mastered in this game compared to other ones. Why I believe this is literally stated in the intro to the game. And I think this serves as something to take into account for playing the game, but is also something you can apply to real life. Take This character, Ko, for instance, he's adopted by a rich family and they're very traditional. He has his own belief where he diverges from the traditional beliefs of his family and does more modern things like play basketball. His family doesn't agree with that, but he still does it despite that. I think his school life is sort of important to his character. His relationship with Daisuke, I think is his name, really matters to his character. And had he never built that relationship, he'd never know what's valuable to him in the time that he spends doing basketball with his friends or even just partaking in the club in the first place. And even past that, there's still more truth to discover in his character. I'll link a video of his entire social link down below. But I do also believe those words apply to real life as well. And what I mean by that is there's no such thing as yourself. The only thing that gives you shape is your surroundings, your setting, and the people around you. And yet again, there is no such thing as yourself. There isn't a single person that would be who they are without people in their life, good or bad. If our ancestors never interacted with each other, what we have now wouldn't be here. And even then, they formed their relationships to build off and become stronger than what they were at that point in time. If those ancestors didn't found or lay a foreground for what we needed today, nothing could have ever happened. If numbers weren't discovered by our ancestors, do you think Einstein would have discovered everything himself? No, that's just impossible. What I'm getting at is that past, present, or future, it's human nature to interact with each other. What matters most is remaining true to yourself despite the difficulties in doing so, being the best you that you can possibly be, and also looking for it in others as well. And I feel like that's just something Persona 4 encompasses really well. And with the game just being as relatable as it can be, is the whole reason I love that game. The reason truth is so elusive is because what applies to you may not apply to others. And then what you want is your own truth. You can never have somebody else's truth because that just won't apply to you, which is the importance of finding what's important to you. And is the reason that being true to yourself and what you want out of life is the only way you're gonna make life better for yourself. To be honest, it took me a while to find my own truth. And the reason it did is because I didn't want it to be my own truth. It's difficult to remain true to yourself when external forces are acting upon you. Even to this day, I still sort of find it hard to do so, but there's just respect in doing so, and I feel as though that's something we should all accomplish. And the ones that'll hate on you for living your own truth are the ones that never found their own. And all that have found their own truth will never make fun of you for living your own out. It's been maybe 4 back-to-back-to-back talking videos. I'm done with that. I'm just in the mood to play something. It takes a while. I kind of suck at talking, and I feel like it's easier to talk over a game than it is to talk over just myself. I mean, I don't think I've reached the point where I'm good enough to do it, but more than anything, I feel like that's something I do want to do. Look forward to future videos like these. Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna do another one of these for a while because now just isn't a great time. I feel like when I'm able to capitalize off my own emotions is the best way to do that. And also, gotta build more of an audience. Anyway, toodaloo.